If you're thinking about buying the Ulefone Power Armor 18T Ultra, wait just a second because there's a lot you need to know before you tap that buy button. This rugged smartphone promises military-grade durability, insane battery life, and a thermal imaging camera that sounds straight out of a spy movie. But here's what surprised me. After testing it extensively, I found some shockingly big issues that might make you reconsider. In fact, if you thought rugged phones were all about reliability, think again because this beast comes with some quirks that could annoy even the most patient user. So, should you really invest in the Ulefone Power Armor 18T Ultra? Let's dive deep and find out. By the way, I'm going to reveal who this phone is actually for because it's definitely not for everyone. First off, the Ulefone Power Armor 18T Ultra packs some serious specs on paper. Powered by the MediaTek Dimensity 7050 chip, with a 2.6 GHz main frequency and a cutting-edge 6nm process, this phone claims to deliver smoother gaming and longer battery life. There's 5G connectivity too, and here's a big but, it does not work with popular US carriers like AT&T, Cricket Wireless, Sprint, Straight Talk, Boost, or Mint. That's a deal-breaker for many North American users out there. So, if you're hoping for fast, stable mobile internet on those networks, this phone will leave you hanging like a bad Wi-Fi joke. Okay, so specs aside, Ulefone markets the 18T as a rugged phone with a professional-grade thermal camera that 4 times the resolution of previous models. Sounds impressive, right? This thermal camera is supposed to let you detect leaks, damp spots, or electrical shorts with ease. It even has a 108MP main camera to capture crystal-clear images, along with a 5MP microlens boasting 60x super magnification. Plus, a 32MP front-facing camera helps for selfies, even in low light. Here's the thing though, I was impressed by the idea but the actual performance felt inconsistent. The thermal imaging worked well in some conditions but struggled in others, especially when trying to get detailed readings in tricky lighting or extreme weather. The microlens is fun for gadget geeks, but honestly, who needs 60x magnification on their phone besides science geeks or spy enthusiasts? Now let's talk about battery life, because the Power Armor 18T Ultra shines here for sure. It packs a massive 9600 mAh battery that promises up to 524 hours standby, 39 hours of calling, 22 hours video playback, and 15 hours of gaming. Those numbers are no joke, and during my tests, the battery lasted longer than most flagship smartphones by a decent margin. Thanks to the 66W fast charge, you can get to 20% in just 10 minutes, which is handy if you're always on the move. Qi wireless charging at 15W and 5W OTG reverse charging adds to the convenience. The phone's power management chip prevents overcharging or overheating, which is a thoughtful extra. If you're someone who hates hunting for chargers halfway through the day, this feature alone might be a reason to consider the Power Armor 18T Ultra. Here's a quick joke break. Why did the smartphone go to therapy? Because it lost all its contacts. Alright, back to business. The display is another place where Ulefone tries to impress. The 6.58-inch screen comes with a full HD plus resolution of 2408x1080 and supports a blazing 120Hz refresh rate with a 240Hz touch sampling rate. Gaming and scrolling feel buttery smooth, and the screen is bright enough for outdoor use, although it's not the brightest phone in its price range. However, the device is bulky and heavy. Rugged phones tend to be. But be warned, it's not a device you'll want to shove into your skinny jeans pocket without feeling the weight. The 20:9 aspect ratio and 441 ppi deliver decent sharpness, although some colors can look a bit muted compared to top-tier smartphones. If you're wondering who this phone is for, here's the deal. It is ideal for outdoor enthusiasts, construction workers, engineers, and tech-savvy professionals who need a rugged phone that can survive harsh environments and deliver features like thermal imaging. If you're a casual user looking for a sleek device with seamless carrier support and the latest flagship features, this might not be your best pick. In fact, the lack of support from major U.S. carriers might leave many consumers locked out from experiencing 5G correctly, which is frustrating. Another subtle feature, the customized expansion connector, lets you attach accessories like waterproof endoscopes and digital microscopes. While cool on paper and useful for specific professions, these are sold separately and pile up the overall cost. Also, the virtual RAM expansion feature is available, theoretically boosting memory from 12 GB RAM up to an additional 12 GB virtual RAM. But some apps don't like this feature and may crash unexpectedly, contributing to a less than smooth user experience. Here's a twist you might not expect. Despite the rugged marketing, the device is not entirely waterproof, but only water-resistant to an IP68 standard. So if you're the kind of person who often drops devices in rivers or pools, you might want to think twice. And be mindful of the charging port. Rugged as it is, if it gets clogged with dirt or debris can cause charging issues. The device tries to balance durability with functionality, but it can't do both perfectly. Let's pause for a second. With a product name like Power Armor 18T, you expect a phone tougher than Captain America's shield, right? But even shields have their weak spots. Performance-wise, the MediaTek Dimensity 7050 chipset, along with 12 GB RAM, provides solid multitasking capabilities. The phone handles regular apps, streaming and gaming without major lag. But if you're pushing it too hard with graphically intensive games, don't expect flagship-level graphics performance. Plus, the software experience feels a bit unpolished, with the occasional bug and non-intuitive UI elements. You definitely get a phone that works, but it doesn't feel as refined as other phones in a similar price range. Also, the phone shoots 108 MP photos, but often the images end up looking oversaturated and sometimes overly processed, which is something you'd only notice once you zoom in. And yes, another quick joke. The phone's battery is so big, you could use it to power your neighbor's electric car, well, almost. Connectivity is a mixed bag too. While 5G is there, the phone does not support all major carriers in the US, as we noted earlier. That's a huge limitation if you rely on carrier diversity or want trustworthy coverage. Also, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi perform decently, but can sometimes fail to reconnect immediately, which adds to little annoyances during daily use. Despite these challenges, Ulefone does a good job of packing value into this phone. The rugged design, massive battery, specialized camera tools, and optional accessories make it a niche device for professionals who truly need these features. If you're a field technician wanting to scan thermal leaks or a biologist wanting to explore microstructures with the added digital microscope, this phone delivers functionality few others can match at this price point. In summary, should you buy the Ulefone Power Armor 18T Ultra? If you want a rugged phone with military-grade durability, a massive battery, and professional-grade thermal imaging at a fraction of the price of specialty equipment, then yes, this phone might be worth it. But if you want a smooth, polished smartphone with full carrier support, top-notch camera consistency, and a lightweight design, you should seriously think twice. Remember, rugged phones like this are made for specific users who value durability and specialized features over slickness and mass appeal. If that's you, congratulations, you've found a powerful tool. If not, keep scrolling because there are better choices for everyday use. All right, to wrap up with one last laugh, why don't smartphones ever get lost? Because they always take their apps with them. If you want to check out the best price on the Ulefone Power Armor 18T Ultra for yourself, I put the link in the description below. Take a look, read the latest reviews, and decide if this rugged beast fits your lifestyle. Thanks for watching, and if you found this review helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more honest tech reviews. Stay rugged, stay smart.